we're gonna be behind the scenes. It's a shoot day. It is part 2 of my shoot day today. I started the process yesterday. I'm gonna walk you through kind of like what my process looks like, and then I'm gonna take you actually like behind the scenes. So I am shooting a UGC campaign and influencer partnership with the same brand. Sometimes brands reach out to me, sometimes I email and pitch brands, and then sometimes I apply to brand partnerships and campaigns and UGC opportunities through influencer and creator platforms. By the way, I'm Kelly Hill. If you're new here, I am a content creator and influencer and also a UI UX designer, and I've been working remotely for the last 6 years now. I always share a lot about this behind the scenes on my channel here, as well as like our life and travels. I really suggest that you can look at my other tutorials if you're just getting started. I also have a starter kit if you want to download that, where I give you everything that I use and the links to all my platforms and just breakdown of how to get started, but I'm gonna show you everything now too. I'll include all of that down below in the description. This is a campaign that I found through a platform that I use. Again, I have like the links to all the best platforms to be on in my starter kit if you wanna get into collaborations as a micro-influencer or as a UGC creator. I use them for both. So I actually got this, landed a partnership through a platform that I use called COLLAB, and I was able to get a influencer partnership through it and a UGC partnership through it. So I started out influencer portion yesterday because it's a little different than the UGC, but I'm gonna walk you through the behind the scenes of all the UGC and just tell you about the behind the scenes of the partnership. But the partnership is for a reel, and I planned out my reel, I found some inspo, and I used their brief guidelines that they gave me, and I just shot it yesterday, edited it, and submitted it. Today, I am doing the UGC portion, so I have a bunch of photos that I need to take. This UGC doesn't include any videos, which makes it really easy, so it's all just photos. I tend to do a lot more UGC photos than videos because that's kind of my specialty, so you just find that as you are doing it, you'll find kind of what you like to do and like what brands really like working with you on. So do a lot of like hair, beauty partnerships, and then like beach, swimwear, bikini, and then family. Like those are the kind of categories that I tend to work in. You don't have to niche down. It's honestly just easier if you have a focus because it makes it easier that your portfolio is all consistent. Like if you are going to apply, and I put this in my other tutorial, so go to my UGC and creator section on my YouTube channel, and I have a bunch of videos there, but I'll just talk about it really briefly. It makes it a lot easier if you like kind of stick to a category, because if you're like going to apply to do UGC content for a hair care brand, you need to show them examples of your work in that same category of hair care. So it just makes it a lot easier to stick to like certain categories. And for me, it's just easy to shoot those categories too. So yesterday I shot the reel that I'm going to post on my page. And literally, like, all I did was I just set my phone up in front of a window, and like I had taken a shower. So what I'm working with a hair care brand, and we're doing hair brushes, detangling brushes. And I literally just like set my phone up in front of a window and videoed me brushing my hair after the shower. And then I videoed, after I blow dried my hair, I videoed like what my hair looked like to give like a result. And how I came up with that is I looked for some inspiration on Instagram and TikTok of like what people were doing on like how to sequence my video. And so I just filmed those two things, and then I edited it together, and then I added a bunch of text over it. The app that I use to edit is called InShot, and it's great. Really suggest InShot, has a lot of capabilities. And then I just put it in Instagram and add all the text so that it's ready to go, and I save it as a draft, and I download it, and then I upload it into the platform to submit it. So that was like really fast, and then I was like, oh my god, I need to make a video for y'all to see the behind the scenes. So today is the UGC day for this. When I'm shooting content at home, I tend to break it up into 2 days, like if I'm doing a photo day and then a video day. But if I'm shooting outside, I tend to do it all at once because I don't want to have to go and plan a shoot day based on the weather outside for the same product or same brand multiple days. So I try to do, if it's an outside shoot, like on the beach, I try just to do it all in one session. And if I'm at home, I break it into 2 sessions. Another reason I broke it into 2 sessions is because of just, I didn't have time in my day yesterday and today to do all of it at once during my son's nap. So I do all my work during my son's nap. He naps for 2 to 3 hours. I had to do other things, so I just could only do one during yesterday. And then today I had a meeting with a client, and then now I'm doing the photo shoot. So I'm gonna take you behind the scenes. So basically kind of the workflow of this is I go through the brief guidelines. You wanna make sure you always review the brief guidelines before you actually start shooting. Okay, and then I get some inspiration and like plan my shots. And I'm like, okay, I need to do this shot, this shot, this shot. I use Notion. I have in my starter kit, you can even use my brand partnership Notion tracker that I have in there. I just plan in my tracker the photo shoot. Then I plan the photo shoot real quick, like literally this takes 15 minutes, and I literally just spend like 15 minutes on Pinterest looking for ideas, and I take the ideas that they sent in the brief guideline. Then I set up my shoot and I do the shoot. Then you edit and then I send it off. And it's literally that straightforward. And I literally do this. Today it's taken me, 30 minutes. So I'm gonna take you behind the scenes next of all of the process so you can get a look. So let's go do that. I am taking you behind the scenes of my UGC shoot day. So part 1, I did the video yesterday, and that wasn't for UGC, that is for influencer partnership that I will do on my page. And sometimes I can do all of this in one sitting. I find when I'm making reels, it's hard for me to do a reel for a partnership and the UGC at the same time. I don't know, it just depends. When I'm doing it outside, like if I'm doing it for sunrise or something, I'm gonna do it all at once because I don't wanna make it 2 days. But if I'm just doing it in my house, I sometimes break it into 2 days. There are a lot of product photo shoots that I need to do. So I broke it up in 2 days, where the first day I shot the videos for my partnership, and that was just all on my iPhone. And that way I just did the whole sequence and filmed it. Today I'm gonna show you the UGC side where I'm doing photos for the brand. I'm gonna show you my process on how I plan it all out, and then we're gonna go into the shoot. So I just do it in Notion. Let me show you on my computer. So I just use Notion. This is the mood board that they gave me. So they gave me this mood board based off of their brief. So what normally happens is they give a brief. This is not for August, but they use the same brief. But they give a brief of all the campaign requirements. And so I just took and I just make sure I go through all the requirements, and then I go to and make my own mood board. So these are kind of the inspo shots of what they do, of what they were looking for and stuff. And then I went and looked for my own. So I know that I copied this from the brief. So this is what I need. I need to do 6 images of the product, and then I need to do 6 images of each brush and use, brushing through hair, and then before and after shots. Well, I went on Pinterest and found my own inspo shots just for some ideas that kind of were just to get more in the mood, to kind of bring my own flair to it. And so I find this is really helpful. I did my own inspiration after this. So this was part of my planning process. And I just went on Pinterest and looked for hairbrush aesthetic, and then this is a beauty influencer that I like, and I just look for her content ideas too. So I just look on Pinterest and save some inspiration, and that's pretty much it. This is an example of a campaign that I found through a platform called COLLAB. So this is what it looks like when you received to the campaign. I just applied to their campaigns on COLLAB. I have lots of different platforms, my collaboration kit, and I list all of the platforms that I use for UGC to find opportunities other than pitching. So you coordinate with the brand, and they have the link to the guidelines, but they usually put the requirements of everything that you need right in here. It's all part of the planning process. It's super simple. Literally, I apply in here once I'm accepted, and then I get all the information that I need, and then I make my own little list, and then I go shoot it. I am shooting behind the scenes right now. I'm trying to get it done before the sun sets. I just got back from a trip in Puerto Rico, and so our house in one day is just a disaster unpacking, and then my son takes everything here. Anyways, I'm gonna show you my setup for the BTS of shooting this UGC photo shoot. It is so hard for me to film BTS because I just get in the zone. I'm trying to get it done, but want to show you real quick what it looks like behind the scenes setting up this photo shoot, and just want to kind of show you that you only need small space and things don't have to be pretty, but you do want to have like props. You can see I'm shooting next to like Target bags because I had to go to Target today too. So I am shooting and styling all these different hair brushes. So literally you can see the disaster. I just knocked my pot over with my dying plant while I was gone. You can see I'm literally shooting next to these Target bags. I have literally this marble pastry board that I use as like a backdrop. Just put it against a clean wall. Grabbed some props to use. So like I have little clips, face cloths, like stuff that go with like bathroom hair care. Like my props go with the product. This is why I shoot in a lot of times in the beauty category, because like I already have a lot of stuff for that. It's just like easy for me. So it's good to pick a category that you're good with. So I have like different hair clips, and like I just packed like a little pink bag. It's kind of like, you know, just generic stuff that you don't want to show the labels of other things. So I make sure to turn things or hide like a label so that you don't really know what it is, but it's kind of giving the vibe. I also have like a little, I don't know where it went, another little hair clip. I have all my stuff in my drawers like right over here. Oh yeah, I used this clip because it's like another like hair thing. Again, when things have other logos, you want to make sure like this, I need to make sure I hide the logo, but it kind of goes with the thing. So I set up right here in my camera. I'm shooting. I also shoot just with my iPhone, and I just like basically see how I'm zooming in. And like when you zoom in, obviously this isn't the layout, but I basically just like stage things. So like I make little arrangements. So I'll put the brush here, and then let's grab this little bag right here. Cute. And like the hair clips. And then also the thing you want to do when you're shooting product, if they have logos, you want to make sure you can read it. So I'm gonna flip it this way, and look at that little setting. So it's like, look, this looks like a mess. And you zoom in, and like this is where I'm gonna take the photo. Like, look at that. And now I'm gonna turn it, and like when you do like this shot, I'm gonna zoom in. Like, look at that. Look at that. So this is just like a BTS. Basically, I'm gonna take all the photos. I'll show you on screen my final photos that I took. So now I did all the product photos, and so now I'm gonna do the like lifestyle photos, so like the product demonstration shots. So I did just product only photos, and now I'm doing the product demonstration. So this is where I'm going to do close-ups of the different brushes like going through my hair. So if you're doing like a cleaner, you're going to show like the cleaning in action, like whatever the product is. It's like the product demo shots are like showing the product in action. That's what I'm shooting next for UGC. So I am in my second bedroom, which I like to use because it gets like a little light in the afternoon. I shoot in the afternoon because that's when my son naps, and the lighting's good. So the light's coming in through this window, so I shoot coming in front of, see how when I'm facing the window, so I'm gonna use this area when I'm facing the window's like right here. See how like when my back is to the window, I looked washed out, right? So when I turn and I face my face towards the window, you get the light from the window. So I shoot with my face towards the window, either on this wall, or I put a big canvas on this wall to like put behind me. You can see that the light is better versus if I'm shooting like this. So you want to make sure lighting is so important when you're shooting UGC, especially when you're taking these photos on your phone. So I'm like out of breath because I'm like trying to get through this before and film the video before my son wakes up from his nap. I'm not shooting photos with my face in it, so I don't have my makeup done, which is why I also have these like scars. I have like a little surfing accident. I just like hit my board. Thankfully everything's fine, but I just have these little scars. But anyways, my face is not in these photos that I'm shooting. Whew, I'm like out of breath because I'm like trying to like get through this and film this, and it just like, this is why I never have BTS of me shooting, because it's like, it's a lot. But it's super easy. Like I get all this done like within a snap time. So now I've got them laid out on the bed here, and so now I'm gonna set up my tripod and shoot the photos. I'm gonna shoot some on my camera, and then I'm gonna shoot some on my iPhone. So I'm gonna have some like BTS of me with the camera, but not with the iPhone because I don't have like something else to record that with. Okay, so now I'm gonna shoot these, and then I'll show you what the photos look like. Okay, so now I'm gonna set up my camera real quick, and then I'm gonna change into my robe because I need to have my robe on because it's like I'm getting ready. So that's another thing you want to think about when you are doing product demo shots, is like if you're in it, just like what are like the little details that like go with the scene. So like, yeah, I mean with this you can be brushing your hair and like any sort of clothes, but I feel like it feeds to like getting ready if I'm like in a robe. So you just kind of want to think about like those little details, and it just makes it a lot easier when you have the mood board, because it already demos for you like what you need to think about. That's the point of doing the mood board and just like planning out your shots ahead of time. And literally I've done this all in like less than 30 minutes. Like it's not time consuming. Like the first time where you figure it out, like once you do your first few shoots in your house, you figure it out and then you have a flow. Like I just know like, okay, I'm going to use that board and here are my things. And this is also why I shoot in the same category. A lot of times I'm either shooting like beach stuff or I'm shooting beauty, or I'm shooting family, and you just like, you develop like a routine for those versus trying to shoot across all different types of categories. So that's why I like to shoot just within the same category too. It just like makes your job easier too. So I'm setting up my camera on my tripod. I would do the same thing. My iPhone is on a tripod right now. You just put your iPhone on a tripod. I will link all of my gear in the description so you can check it out too. Get whatever you want. But I'll link all of that in the description below this video so you can see the gear that I use to shoot with. Is the more expensive. iPhone is the more affordable option, you know, like that gear, the tripod, that stuff is cheaper. This level here, but this is what I'm starting with and it's just easier for me to film. So I'm gonna shoot this up. And basically, let me go get my robe. See, like, I just put it on over my clothes. I'm not even like really showering here, you know? So I'm gonna just take the photos with the camera. And the thing is, I need to use my phone. I'll brush my hair now first. I need to use my phone in order to shoot. This is a Canon camera and I use the Canon Camera Connect app on my phone, and I can look at the screen of my camera on my phone as if I'm shooting. So I will use that. So now you can see I'm set up. I'm just gonna pose here by the wall, and I don't even need this whole wall, right? Like this is not gonna be in the photo. All this, it's literally just gonna be like a close-up of like the brush going through my hair. So you're literally just gonna see like this. This is why I love UGC, is because like in product photography, because like you don't need the whole scene. You need like a little clip of it. So you can see how this is like so easy to do. So I'm gonna shoot those. I'm gonna show you what the results are. Literally, also another thing, I broke all of my fingernails like the last 2 days surfing on my right hand, but my left hand is still intact. So I always make sure to have my nails done, but I don't need to, I'm not gonna use this hand in the shots. I'm gonna use the one with the nails looking good. So again, other little like hacks. But what's cool is like I write off like all my nail appointments because like I have to have them done for all my shoots. So many perks. It's like I don't just get my nails done because I like to. It's for work and it becomes like a write-off. So anyways, I'm gonna shoot these. I'm gonna show you what they are like as a result. So now I'm going to connect my phone to my camera so I can see myself while I'm shooting. So now I'm gonna just set myself up and get my angle right. I'm gonna get my exposure right and do the settings on my camera. You can literally be doing this from your phone. It's like pretty much the same thing. It's honestly even easier from your phone. There's a little bit more you have to do when you're using a digital camera. So I'm just setting up my settings and putting on like seeing if I need a timer, and arranging myself so that I make sure you can see my hair and just like the composition of the shot that I want. I go through and I practice brushing through and getting the angles that I want for the different brushes and until I like it basically. So there's a little bit of trial and error in the beginning, and then eventually I am able to figure it out and I just start shooting with each of the brushes. I have a bunch of different brushes that I'm shooting, and so I just take all the different pictures. I try to take multiples of each one in case something's out of focus or I don't like them, and just kind of get a variety so I have some options. I always shoot more than what I need. Like if I need 6 photos, I'm gonna shoot like 6 per each 6 photos just so I have some options and I make sure I get the right thing. So I just go through and shoot all of the photos that I need. Running out of daylight here. Now I'm done with my shoots, and now we are just going to edit the photos, make sure I have everything, and then turn them in.
So now I'm going to import all the photos to my phone. If you're shooting on your iPhone, then you can skip this step. And then I'm going to put all my photos into a folder in my Lightroom and call it for the brand name, and then I'm going to go through and edit. I use one of my presets. I'll link all my presets below if you want to get my presets. And I just use one of my presets that works on the photo, and then I go and edit. When you're doing product photos, you need to make sure that the product itself is the color it looks in real life and is not distorted. That is really important, and brands will make you reshoot or re-edit if it doesn't look like how it looks like in real life. So it's really important for product photography that you get the colors right. So I go and adjust the colors, and then I just edit one, and then I just copy the settings and paste them on another. I crop the photo down to the proportions that I want. And then the other thing I do with product photography is I make a mask on the product and I increase the clarity and sharpness of it. And then I duplicate the mask, invert it, and then I decrease the clarity and the texture around it. So basically I'm overemphasizing the product itself and making sure the product is really crisp and clear and sharp. So I just keep editing, and I edit the iPhone photos I took as well. I find with the iPhone photos, you don't need to edit as much, so I do a little bit lighter adjustments on the iPhone photos. And again, color correct. Make sure the colors look like they do in real life when you're editing the photo, so you do need to edit the colors. And here are my final results of all the photos that I submitted with the brand, and they were super stoked with everything I sent them. I'm really stoked with this too. Like, they turned out so pretty. Like, I'm obsessed, so obsessed.
I hope you found this was helpful to kind of see behind the scenes of like what it looks like creating UGC content for brands. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. I'll leave a bunch of links and resources, my starter kit, all my gear, everything. But leave any comments if you have any questions. It's literally, this is like my favorite job. It's literally so easy. You literally, like, for what takes me 30 minutes, I get paid hundreds of dollars to do. Like, it's so insane. It's so amazing. I get to stay home with my son, travel, and like do what I want just by doing this. There's always room for more creators. It is not saturated at all. Anything else you want to see with me in regards to UGC or content creation or being an influencer, I'm happy to share all my tips and tricks. So I will see you next time. Make sure you're subscribed for my next video. We'll do some more content creation stuff, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.